CSIR NET Life Science exam is highly competitive, and an effective revision strategy is crucial for success. This exam covers a wide range of topics, and it is very important to focus on the units that will maximize your score based on your current level of preparation. By strategically selecting units for revision based on your preparation level and prioritizing units according to their importance and your comfort level, you can optimize your study plan and enhance your chances of success for this exam. Hello biotechnicals, today I will be telling you how to select units or topics for revision in the last few days remaining for this exam. Here is a structured approach to selecting units for revision. I have 6 pointers for you today. First is assess your current level of preparation. Here we have 3 types. Beginner, where you have a basic understanding of the subject and have just started your preparation. Intermediate level, where you have a good grasp on the fundamental concepts and you have covered most of the syllabus. An advanced level, where you have a thorough understanding of the subject and have revised the syllabus multiple number of times. Next is unit topic selection strategy based upon your current level of preparation. According to which category you belong to, the unit topic selection should be strategized accordingly. For beginner level, start with the fundamental units. These are units 1 to 4 and 8. That is biochemistry, cell biology, molecular biology, cell communication, signaling and genetics. Focus on units that will build your foundation knowledge, which might be helpful in understanding and also answering other unit topics as well. Moderate units gradually move to slightly complex units once you are comfortable with the basics. This will include units 5, 6, 10 and 12. And for difficult units, for beginners it is preferred to be skipped or ignored, because if you attempt these units then it will take a lot of time and you might miss on revising on the topics which you might actually be able to answer. So even if you want to attempt these units towards the end of your preparation once you are done with the rest of the units. This will be units 7, 9, 11 and 13. Next, for intermediate level, reinforce the fundamental units. So since you already have a good grasp on the fundamental concepts, here units 1 to 3 ensure that you quickly revise these units which you are comfortable with and focus on moderate and important units. Allocate more time to units that are frequently tested, that means which are important as well. It will include units 4 to 6, 8 and 10, which is ecology. 5 and 6 is developmental biology and plant physiology. Now for difficult units, try to tackle them if you are at intermediate level, that is unit 7, 9, 11 to 13, where you spend significant time on these difficult units but with a strategic approach. Means you can do a selective study of the topics which frequently come for this exam. For example, in unit 12, you have this agrobacterium mediated gene transfer, from which almost every time there is a question. Like this, if you go through the PYQs, previous year question papers, you can easily make a list of at least 50 topics that come frequently in exam, or else you can refer to Biotechnica website. We keep on publishing articles regarding the most important top 50 or top 20 important topics. For advanced level of preparation, since you already have a thorough understanding and you've already revised the syllabus multiple times, once again quickly review all the units. Focus on the practice questions and also the summary notes that you would have made regarding the important formulas, definitions or any other details as such. Dive deep into the weaker areas. Now identify which areas you are not so confident in, which are also important. So spend time on those units where you have had previous difficulties. For example, if you have attended mock tests, then where you made the maximum mistakes, which type of questions or which type of unit or topic, you can list that 10 to 20 topics and you can work on those areas more. And don't forget to practice mock tests, because if you are done with your revision sessions, then it is better that you will challenge your own level of preparation. Okay. Now next is the selection based on your academic background. Okay. Now when selecting units for revision, consider your academic background and focus on areas where you need to revise more. Okay, so here is a breakdown based on the different academic background. If you're from biotechnology or molecular biology background, prioritize topics which are related to molecular biology, such as DNA replication, transcription, translation, gene expression, etc. Study the protein structure and function, including enzymes, receptors, signaling pathways. Understand the genetic engineering techniques, recombinant DNA technology, and also the different techniques given in Unit 13, the different biotechnological applications in Unit 12. These are the areas which you can easily study if you are from this background. So, in this last 30 days, your focus should be revising the most with least difficulty. If you are from cell biology and physiology background, then revise the cellular organization, Unit 2 part, the organelles, their functions and everything in detail. Focus on metabolism, cellular respiration and energy production. You can also study the cell communication, including signaling, cell signaling pathways, even cancer also. And in case you are from microbiology background, then both of these means all these topics under these two you can easily cover. Next is ecology and environmental science background. Emphasize on ecological principles such as the ecosystem, food webs, nutrient cycles, etc. Understand biodiversity, conservation and ecological interactions. And all the Unit 12 concepts, you can also review the topics on environmental pollution and what are the impacts on ecosystem, etc. For genetics and evolution background, prioritize inheritance biology, Mendelian genetics and the different variations. Study the evolutionary processes, natural selection and adaptation, and understand the population genetics and genetic diversity. For botany students, focus on plant physiology, photosynthesis, growth regulators, etc. Study the plant anatomy also and also plant development, the adaptations, reproductive strategies, and in fact the entire Unit 6, whatever components are there regarding the hormones and phototropin, etc. Explore topics related to plant adaptations. So that will be responses to environmental signals and all that. For zoology and animal physiology background, you can revise the animal physiology topics including homeostasis, nervous system and endocrine system. Understand the animal behavior, adaptations and also reproductive strategies such as the differentiation, animal development, whatever model organisms, embryonic development is there, and also study the animal diversity classification, comparative anatomy. So academic background may influence your strengths and weaknesses also. Allocate more time to areas where you feel less confident. So this is what is my next topic on. Identify the strength and weaknesses. This you can do. List the units that you are pretty confident about. Okay. So what you will do for those units, ensure that you revise at least once for these topics. Do not ignore the topics which you are confident in. You might think that since I know very well this topic, I may not need to revise it. But don't forget, if those are important units, then they will be very scoring for you. So ensure you at least revise once and revise during not so productive hours. That means where you don't need to put in so much effort. Save the productive hours for your weaker areas. Now make another list the units which you find challenging, which you tend to forget, or where you are making the most mistakes, or things that you are not able to recollect so much. Okay, revise at least 2 times. That means the confusing parts. Revise at least 2 times, if possible 3 times, and revise during the most productive hours. Productive hours in students differs from time to time. That is why I have asked you to figure out your own productive time. Next is prioritize units based on the importance and difficulty. Well, here we from Biotechnica we have published many topics like which are the high weightage unit topics. So since the fundamental units are units 1 to 4 and unit 8, so I have enlisted here some points regarding the high weightage topics. In case you haven't prepared well that much, at least ensure that in the last 30 days you cover these particular parts. Okay, you can study from Biotechnica classes or notes or PPTs if you are an enrolled student, or else you can refer to some summary notes from the back of the reference chapter, since you don't have much time, so you have to study it very fast. So focus on the units that carry more weight in the exam, and allocate more time to the units you find difficult but they are crucial for the exam. Fine. So for unit 1, you can study structure and function of biomolecule, proteins, nucleic acid, carbohydrates, lipids, amino acids as well, and enzyme kinetics, mechanisms of enzyme action, the regulation. This will also include the inhibition, the different graphs, and metabolism, glycolysis, Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, etc. For unit 2, cell biology, structure and function of cellular organelles, pay more attention to the cytoskeletal elements also, and also the secretory pathway of cells from the endoplasmic reticulum to Golgi complex to the exterior. Membrane structure and function, transport mechanisms, and don't forget cell cycle, mitosis, meiosis, all the detailed part. Those are very important from exam point of view. Unit 3, molecular biology, DNA replication, the different repair mechanisms, replication, transcription, translation mechanisms. You can study in a tabular form the factors involved and important concepts. You can refer to concept table book and concept wheel book. If you are a beginner in your preparation, then these are quick revision tools where you don't have to study from the reference books much. Okay. So these both you have to study from prokaryotes and eukaryotes, and also the gene expression and regulation, including the operon concept. From unit 4, cell signaling communication, all the signaling pathways, including GPCR, receptor tyrosine kinase and MAP kinase, the signaling molecules, the receptor, the second messengers corresponding to the receptors, everything should be clear. CAM, cell adhesion molecules, extracellular matrix components, their structure and their function, what specific properties, all this, and cancer, the tumor suppressor genes and oncogenes. From unit 8, Mendelian and non-Mendelian inheritance, linkage, chromosome mapping, population genetics and pedigree analysis. If you cover at least these parts, from these 5 units, there is a chance that you will be able to attain at least 30 to 40% of the questions in CSIR. Ensure that you give more time for the difficult and important topics. And the last advice for this video is revise the topics and units only which you have already studied before. That means something from your academic background or something which you have already prepared before for CSIR or might have prepared for some other exam. Do not touch extremely new topics in these last few days. Even if it is very, very important, then maybe you can give it a try. But if it is not from your background, then you definitely skip it. Because even if you try in this last panic moment, you will not be able to understand. With a strategic approach, as I have just mentioned to you, you can definitely revise in a planned way, and there is a chance that you may be able to attend at least 50%, 50 to 60% of the questions confidently. That is the power of revision. Wish you all the best.